Hi, welcome to Pages with Sidra here. I bring you the novels behind your favorite manga, Manhwa, and Manhua, whether by translating or simply reading them for you. Let's dive into the stories that inspire the comics we all love. I got a cheat ability in a different world, and become extraordinary even in the real world. Vol 11 Chapter 3 School Festival. Part 1. While Yuya and the others were preparing for the school festival on Earth, Lexia visited her father, King Arnold. Father, please allow me to go to Yuya-sama's world. What is this all of a sudden? Yuya-dona's W world. Arnold was surprised at Lexia's sudden arrival and her attempts to force the conversation, without any context. As I've said, I'm asking you to let me and Luna go to the world where Yuya-sama lives. No, I don't really understand the meaning of the word. It's okay, just allow us to go. Isn't that unreasonable? As Lexia wanted to head to Yuya's place as soon as possible, she vented her anger at the indecisive Arnold. Watching this in silence, Luna let out a sigh and explained on Lexia's behalf. According to what I heard, Lexia's armor is about to start attending the Oralire Academy of the Luminous Empire as a princess. Isn't that right? Why? After considering her position, Luna informed Arnold in a polite manner. However, Lexia's armor doesn't like the idea of attending there and wants to choose a more meaningful place to study. Arnold was puzzled as the chain of events was not yet clear. Then Lexia, who had calmed down a bit, took over and continued. I don't think there's anything to learn at Oralire Academy. And no, you may be right, but there are other reasons besides study, such as building connections as a princess, you know. For that reason, from father's perspective, what do you think is more valuable, the connections obtained at Oralire Academy or those obtained in Yuya-sama's world? I'm not quite sure what you mean by Yuya-dono's world since a while ago. Finally realizing that Lexia was not just talking selfishly, Arnold put on a serious face. Father, you know that the saint summoned by the regal kingdom is a girl from another world, don't you? Why yet? Actually, Yuya-sama is from the same world as that saint. Huh. This was a new thing for Arnold. So you're saying Yuya-dono is from another world too? Yes. And Yuya-sama, unlike that saintess, can freely travel between this world and the other world. T/NGs. Is there a limit to your stupidity, Lexia? Arnold was absolutely stunned at the seemingly unbelievable content, but he soon came to his senses and began to understand the meaning of what Lexia was saying. Do you mean to say that Yuya-dono is from another world and that Lexia wants to study in the other world where Yuya-dono lives? That's what I mean. And no, but aside from the matter of summoning the saint, to simply acknowledge the existence of another world. I've been to that other world once, Luna and I. When another bomb was dropped, Arnold's thoughts went blank. The fact that Yuya was from another world alone was a big enough piece of information, but combined with the power to freely travel between this world and another world and to say that Lexia and the others also had set foot in another world, this was more information than his brain could process right now. However, Lexia, who did not care about such things, continued innocently. So I've already confirmed that other worlds exist, and I heard from the saint that Yuya-sama attends an academy in the other world. That is why I came to ask father's permission for me to attend that school. So that's how it is. After somehow managing to wrap his head around the story, Arnold let out a deep sigh. If Lexia's words were true, it was clear that they would provide valuable information and connections beyond what one would learn at Oralire Academy. Arnold was troubled, but Lexia took the opportunity to begin her presentation. You may not be able to imagine this, but there is no magic in Yuya-sama's world. What? In fact, there aren't even any monsters. What did you say? Arnold's eyes widened when he heard that there were no monsters or magic, two things that he took for granted. What about the people in the other world? Isn't that exactly what I'm going to study abroad to learn? Ugly. If Lexia was right and there was a world where magic did not exist, there was a possibility that the technology that people in that world used instead of magic could be brought back and used effectively in this world. In that case, there was no doubt that the first country to bring back this technology would have a great advantage in this world. Arnold also believed that there might be many beings with special powers like Yuya and Mai in the other world, and he hoped to one day be able to discover their secrets. Besides, there are crepes in that other world. Oh, I can't wait to go to that world. Wait, what are these crepes? It's a pastry from another world. What, a pastry? Though Arnold, who was expecting something outrageous, immediately lost interest, Lexia didn't miss his reaction. What is that? What's with that reaction? Crepes are crazy good, you know. Are really? Of course. After eating them, you won't be able to eat any of the sweets in this world. As so much. In fact, the sweets popular in this world are also delicious, but from Lexia and Lunar's point of view, the crates they ate on Earth were compensated for their deliciousness by the fact that they were an unknown sweet treat. Besides, there must be some other great pastries there. Wait, don't tell me that's your real reason. Of course, my real mission is to meet Yuya-sama. No, shouldn't you say that you're going to learn about the culture of another world? Luna held her forehead as Lexia spoke so honestly. What are you talking about? Friendship with Yuya-sama is also a great cultural exchange. And since sweets are part of that world's native culture, there's nothing wrong with that. Therefore, we are going to study abroad in Yuya-sama's world. You sound as if you've already decided to go. Frankly speaking, it's too big a decision to decide right now, but Lexia's enthusiasm got the better of Arnold, and he opened his mouth with a heavy sigh. I understand. However, there are still many things we don't know about the other world. Suppose it turns out to be safe after asking Yuidono directly. In that case, I will allow Lexia and Lunar to study abroad at the academy in the world where Yuidono lives. Yay. Lexia was happy to get Arnold's permission and started moving as soon as possible. Then I'm going to head to the Great Devil's Nest to call Yuya-sama. Wait a minute. Lexia, it's dangerous. You should wait at the castle and send Owen and the others there. No, I'm going to see Yuya-sama right now. Are they really the king and princess? Lunar sighed as the father and daughter continued to push and prod each other. While the conversation proceeded without Yuya, a certain topic was making the rounds around Yuya. Hey, did you see that commercial? I saw it. It was for the Nitte Academy School Festival, wasn't it? I never thought they would run an ad for a school festival on TV. It's a school for rich people, after all. Honestly, I've only heard of it by name or so, but I'm curious to see it advertised that much. The topic was the school festival showdown that was decided between Kamiyama, Yuya, and Kaori. As soon as the school festival showdown was decided, Kamiyama moved immediately to take all possible precautions and launched an advertising campaign for the Nitte Academy School Festival here, and they're using a huge budget. As a result, what would normally not have been a big deal for a high school festival became the talk of the town as an unusual situation. I heard that this is not a normal school festival. Well, it's a school festival at Nitte Academy, so it must be different from other ordinary high schools, right? No, it's not like that. Apparently, they are going to compete with other schools. How? Compete? A school festival? How? I don't know the details, but I think it's something about the number of visitors. How rather, who are they going to compete with? No matter how you look at it, the Nitte Academy would win hands down, wouldn't it? Nitte Academy's opponent, it seems, is the Ause Academy, which is holding its school festival on the same day. Now it's Ause Academy? It's another famous name that has come up. That's right. However, I think it would be tough, even for a super prestigious school like Ause Academy. They are going up against a school full of rich people, the Nitte Academy, you know. That is also true. And as for Ause Academy, they didn't even do a commercial for the school festival. Well, whatever the case may be, let's go there when the school festival starts. In this way, while there was a great deal of talk about the Nitte Academy's school festival, rumors were gradually spreading about the school festival showdown. It was not only among the general public, but TV shows and famous video distributors, who were requested by Nitte Academy, began to mention the school festival as a topic for their programs. Oh no, did you guys see that commercial? I never thought I would see a commercial for a school festival on TV, though. And apparently, it was not a regular school festival, but a rivalry contest with the Ause Academy. So I'm hoping to show up at one of the school festivals that day. We're planning to stream it live, so be sure to check it out. Meanwhile, Kaned, who was scheduled to perform at the Ause Academy, was also aware of the rumor. It's kind of important without me knowing it, but I'm looking forward to it. However, she was preparing for the concert as relaxed as usual. The time was steadily approaching as rumors of the school festival spread throughout the public. A few days after the talk with Kamiyama-san, I continued to practice vocals without a break using the Hell's microphone I got from the Hell Frog, and finally, the day of the school festival arrived. The school festival showdown with Nitte Academy was decided because of me, but Nitte Academy's publicity power was so strong that the showdown with Ause Academy spread as a rumor, and as a result, a tremendous number of people gathered at this school. When I looked closely, I could see many people, not only TV stations, but also people who were filming the school festival with their smartphones while doing some kind of live action. Amazing. After changing into the butler's uniform, which is the costume of the cafe, and finishing the preparations for the opening of the cafe. I was looking out the window of the kitchen when Keed called out to me. Yuya-kun. Ah, Keed. I turned my gaze in Keed's direction, and there she was, dressed in a maid's uniform. Actually, since the first time we tried on the maid and butler uniforms, both men and women were kept in the dark until the day of the event, so we were not able to see each other in them. That is why this was the first time I saw the girls in their maid uniforms. Amazing, it looks good on you. I was taken aback by the sight of everyone in maid uniforms, including Keed. Then Keed smiles bashfully. Did you think so? Rather than that, Yuya-kun, it looks really good on you too. Thank you. When I tried it on, I was puzzled by the unfamiliar butler's uniform, but I wondered if it was just flattery. For the time being, Keed said it looked good on me, so I'll honestly believe her. However, I feel like I'm attracting more stares than usual. I wonder if it's because I'm wearing an unusual outfit. Well, I guess I won't have to worry about that once the cafe opens. As I checked my outfit again, Keed asked me as if she had just remembered. By the way, Yuya-kun, you are going to do something on stage with Ryo-kun and the others, aren't you? Yeah, that's right. I knew it. Then I will be there to see it too. Really? Thank you. I didn't advertise it, but I'm glad to hear that people are coming to see it. I'll have to work harder for that. Speaking of stages, I wonder what kind of artists are coming this year. Certainly. I'm looking forward to it. Yes. While we were talking about that, Swarder-sensei came in. Oh, looks like everything's ready. Then she looked over at us and grinned. By the way, if we make good sales, the budget we get for next year's school festival will increase, and so will my bonus. Do it properly, okay? After saying that, the teacher left as if she had to make the rounds of the school. After seeing her off, Kajina-kun stood in front of everyone. Well, Sensei says so, but let's do our best with the basic premise of having fun. Though, when everyone raised their voices, the school festival was finally about to begin. I got a cheat ability in a different world, and become extraordinary even in the real world. Vol.11 Chapter 3 School Festival Part 3. Ah, Yuya-san. Kaori. After finishing my shift, I was on my way to the locker room to change into my uniform when I ran into Kaori. How are you doing? Are you enjoying the school festival? Yes, it's a lot of fun. I say this from the bottom of my heart. At my previous school, I had never been able to enjoy the school festival. Every year, people around me treated me like an obstacle and wouldn't even let me participate properly. But this time, for the first time, I was able to cooperate with everyone in the class from the preparations and all the way to the school festival. At first, I was confused because I had to wear unusual costumes and volunteer to form a band, but now I am really glad that I tried. Kaori smiled kindly at me. I see. If you say so, it makes it worthwhile for me to have you join this academy. Speaking of which, how about the Nitte Academy? To begin with, this year's school festival was different from previous years. It became a rivalry with Nitte Academy because of me. In case you're wondering, even though I didn't mention it openly, and Ose Academy didn't advertise it widely, Nitte Academy advertised it extensively so that it had become a half-known fact. Right, Kamiyama-san was here just a while ago, but she left in a hurry when she saw how excited Yuya-san's class was, you know. Kamiyama-san was here. Kaori's cheeks flushed a little red when she was surprised because I had not noticed it at all. Yes. Yuya-san's working appearance was cool. Once again, remembering that I am now in my butler's uniform, I feel embarrassed. The air was indescribable, and at this moment, a person wearing a hat and sunglasses, obviously in disguise, was approaching. Though, the person let out a shout at the sight of us. Huh, that voice just now. I instinctively turned to the person and asked, Are you by any chance Musan? Kaori was surprised at my words and looked at me. Then, the person took off the sunglasses after hearing my words. I've been exposed. It really was Musan. After saying this to myself, I was surprised that Musan was at the school festival as I was not expecting her to be here. Musan smiled bitterly and turned to Kaori. Kaori-san, wasn't it? It's been a while. Why, yes. It's been a while. So that did you come to visit us today? No, actually I wanted to see how cool Yuya-san looks. What? Oh, I met Yuya-san on his way home from school the other day, and he told me that he was going to perform in a band at the school festival, so I was really interested in seeing him. I didn't expect her to come to see us on stage, so I couldn't help but shout. I was initially going to come just to see Yuya-san's band performance, but this school festival has been talked about a lot, and I was curious, so I came a little early. That makes me very happy to hear you say that. As a student council member of Aosei Academy, Kaori had been working hard to make this school festival a success, so she was happy to be praised in this way. By the way, that outfit of Yuya-san, is it a butler outfit? Oh yes, that's right. It looks great on you. Is that true? It's nice to get a compliment from model Musan, though, in a different way. We talked a lot, but then I remembered that there was no time left before the band's performance. I am sorry. I wanted to talk with you a little longer, but if I don't change quickly, I won't make it on stage in time. Oh, I'm sorry. Please do your best for the band's performance. I'm looking forward to it. Yuya-san, do your best. After receiving cheers from Musan and Kaori, I headed once again to the locker room. Yuaga, I'm so nervous. After parting with Kaori, we went backstage to prepare for the band's performance. The stage that we would be playing at this time was the gymnasium stage, and as you would expect from Aosei Academy, it was much bigger than an average school gymnasium. Moreover, a famous artist who had been kept a secret for some time would perform on the same stage after us. We went up on the stage and made final checks on our instruments. But as the show was getting closer, I was getting nervous. It's my first time singing in front of an audience, and I wonder if I'll be okay. I've practiced the flame guitar, but I wonder if I can play it well. This is where Shingo-kun and I get anxious. Ryo then gave a wry smile. Don't look like you're about to die. Let's have fun. Why, yes, but when it comes time to go on stage, I can't help but. What are you talking about? This is our big day. This is where we show what we're made of, the Nobles Band. I envy your mentality. Akira. Thank you. Akira really doesn't waver at all, no matter what the situation is. Shingo-kun is right. I want to learn from that part of Akira, and I'm envious of him. However, I, too, am definitely looking forward to it. I don't know what will happen, but I just have to put out what I've been practicing. Finally, after the final check, the stage curtains were raised as the signal was made. And with that, I strummed my flame guitar. Although I got this guitar in the other world, somehow it connected with the amp on the earth, and a fiery sound like flames flowed from the speakers. Akira's drums, Ryo's bass, and Shingo-kun's keyboards followed, and the live performance began. As soon as we started playing, the students who had gathered in the gym cheered. Furthermore, as soon as the live performance began, students began to gather one after another from outside the gymnasium. Wow. Isn't this band really cool? The vocalist's voice is so heartbreaking. But apparently the feedback from everyone wasn't so bad either. So far, in addition to practicing with the flame guitar, I have continued to train with the Hell's microphone. I've been receiving more electric shocks than before. Toward the end, I received less and less electric shocks, and yesterday, the microphone said to me, "You've done a great job so far. Please enjoy tomorrow as much as you can." I cried when I heard that voice. I did my best. Yuya-san is amazing. The singing voice might be as good as Kanin-san's. When I looked closely, I was able to spot Kaori and Miyu-san among the audience. I'm relieved to hear they are both enjoying themselves. I was initially nervous, but gradually my shoulders relaxed, and I found myself enjoying the performance. We were scheduled to play 3 songs, and when we started the next song, the crowd went wild. NYX translations. The second song was different from the first one in that each member had a solo part, and although I was a little nervous, I couldn't help but smile when I finished playing my solo part. After the second song, the band finally started to play the last song. As soon as the band started to play the intro, the audience was suddenly enveloped in a stir. Eh? I was puzzled, not knowing what everyone was surprised about when I suddenly noticed someone standing next to me. I hurriedly turned my gaze in that direction and saw a mysterious woman standing there. She was holding an acoustic guitar and smiling at us. Sorry. You guys played so beautifully. I just had to come out. Why, yes. As I was puzzled, not knowing who it was, Ryo, Shingo-kun, and Akira raised their voices at the same time. Carnade. Carnade. I tilted my head for a moment at that word, but then I suddenly remembered that the original singer of our last song was named Canid. I looked at the woman, wondering if it could be true, and she gave me a mischievous smile. Heh, I'm Canid, and the artist who was invited to this stage this time. It was real. I was surprised too, and Kanid-san's eyes brightened up. Hey, what are you going to play at the end? You actually. I told Kanid-san the title of the last song we were going to play. Then she said, No way, that's my song. That's perfect. Let's play it together. We were surprised at the unexpected proposal. However, despite our surprise, Kaned-san started to play the intro with her guitar. Then Kaned-san looked at us. We tightened up and began to play the last song. As expected of Kaned-san, she sang the song herself, but more importantly, her singing ability was incomparable to mine. In addition to that, her guitar skills were also excellent, which made me feel that professionals are amazing. I had a great time playing with Kaned-san. I was able to sing my best while listening to Kaned-san's clear voice. When we finished the last song, the audience fell silent for a moment and then cheered loudly. Amazing. How wonderful to have Kaned here at our school festival. Everyone was so good. While the applause was still pouring in, and we were still stunned by the afterglow of the performance, Kaned-san suddenly reached out her hand to me. I'm sorry for interrupting all of a sudden. Your performance was so good, I just had to join in. And no, we are honored to have you here. When I said that, Kaned-san stared at me. Is there something wrong? I was just thinking how amazing you are. The president was right. The president? Haven't you heard? I am in the same agency as Mia-chan. Really? I was surprised to find such a connection, and Kaned-san smiled. Anyway, it was a pleasure to play with you guys. If there is another opportunity, let's do it together again. Exclamation. Yes. We shook hands with Kaned-san and left the stage. All right, now that things are heating up, let's get started. Everyone ready? And as Kaned-san's stage started, we enjoyed her performance as part of the audience. I got a cheat ability in a different world, and become extraordinary even in the real world. Vol 11 Chapter 3 School Festival Part 2. I'm looking forward to working with you today, okay? Kaori-san. Yes, Kamiyama-san. A little after the school festival started, Kamiyama visited Aosei Academy. Since Nite Academy also started its school festival at the same time, it was originally strange for Kamiyama to be at Aosei Academy. However, Kamiyama was here to see if Aosei Academy was really a suitable place for Yuya. That was why Kaori, who had heard about it beforehand, welcomed Kamiyama and showed her around. It didn't look like Aosei Academy was putting much effort into advertising the school festival, but there were quite a few people here, weren't there? Kamiyama was right. Aosei Academy had not done much publicity compared to Nite Academy. This was because, unlike Aosei Academy, Nite Academy had many upper-class families' children attending the school and therefore had a large budget for advertising. In contrast, Aosei Academy's school festival was originally decided by Kaori on her own initiative, and from the point of view of other students, it was just the same school festival as usual. However, since Yuya's performance in the ball game tournament and the athletic festival were featured on TV programs, Aosei Academy was already attracting attention, and as a result, the school had drawn in such a large number of people without any advertising. As Kamiyama and Kaori looked around the school, there was one classroom with many people lined up. What's that? Kamiyama was surprised at the sheer number of people and asked Kaori. Kaori was also surprised at the number of people and remembered the class that was using the classroom with the rows of people. That is Yuya-san's class. What? Kamiyama was surprised to hear that. But soon, she came to her senses and hurriedly peeked through the window to see what was happening inside. Welcome. Have you decided what you want to order? Your order has been placed. Have a nice day, Aju-sama. Heed and others in maids' uniforms in Ryo and others in butlers' uniforms could be seen busily at work. Tea and pancakes are served here. Heed was moving around energetically, and many male customers were glued to the sight of her. Let's see sandwiches and coffee, isn't it? Please wait a moment. Rin, also dressed in a maid's uniform, was shy at first, but after that, she looked calm and served the customers in her usual manner. Her language was a bit rough, but she was popular with both men and women alike, which was also lovely. Sorry to keep you waiting. Yukai nonchalantly served customers with almost no change in her expression, but this also made her popular with some male customers, and she was also viewed as a mascot by female customers. Other butler-like appearances by Ryo and Shingo and the others were also popular, and Yuya's class was a big success. Among them, Yuya, also dressed as a butler, was particularly eye-catching. Welcome back, Aju-sama. Where had Yuya learned to do this? Even from Kamiyama's perspective, Yuya was able to serve the customers with flawless poise and grace. His movements were so brilliant that all of the customers present were in awe. Kamiyama, too, was taken aback by Yuya's movements, but she soon came to her senses. I didn't expect it to go this far. Frankly speaking, Kamiyama had underestimated the Osei Academy. This was because, although recently falling behind Osei Academy in terms of reputation, Nitte Academy did not feel like losing in terms of the excitement of the school festival. They were confident that they could hold a more gorgeous and festive school festival than any other school, using an abundant budget. However, when she saw the way Yuya, who works as a butler, carried himself, his movements alone showed that he could match the quality from using that enormous budget. Sidra. He certainly seems to do it moderately well, but that won't change the match's outcome. Even if Yuya's ability were amazing, it would be difficult for Osei Academy to beat Nitte Academy since there was an overwhelming difference in their real advertising power. Hence, Kamiyama was confident of victory. However, something happened that even Kamiyama did not expect. A popular vlogger, who had been talking about the school festival showdown as a topic, visited Yuya's class for a live broadcast. Yes, next we have come to the class with the biggest line in the school right now. It looks like this place is a butler and maid cafe. Let's go in right away. Welcome, master. Oh. The one who greeted the vlogger was Keed, dressed in a maid's uniform. The vlogger was stunned by how cute she looked and was guided to her seat. However, she soon regained her senses and recorded the scene inside the cafe. I didn't expect to be served by such a pretty girl. Isn't everyone in this class at a high level? When the vlogger filmed Rin and Ryo as well as Keed, the chat section of the vlog became very lively. Amazing. I've never seen this level even in a real cafe. The place is so close, I think I'll go there now. The vlogger ordered a dish from the menu, and soon after, the food was brought to the table. Whoa, it seems the food has arrived. Sorry to keep you waiting. This is fluffy omurice. The vlogger looked at the person who brought the dish and was speechless. The person who was there was Yuya, dressed in a butler's uniform. Yuya arranged the dishes with such graceful grace that even a casual observer would think he was a perfect butler, and then he bowed beautifully. Then, enjoy yourselves. Is something wrong? Since there was no response, Yuya called out unexpectedly, and the vlogger finally came to her senses. At that time, a tremendous number of comments were again flowing in the chat section. What an extraordinarily good-looking guy. I think I saw this guy on TV a while ago. Isn't that at some sort of athletic festival special at this school? And all these people, they're celebrities too? This is for real. Oh man. The vlogger was flustered as she looked across the comment section, which was showing an unprecedented level of excitement. And no. Well, your movement was just so beautiful, so I just and well, I'm not really sure the vlogger's gender, though so I'll just assume the vlogger is a woman. Is that so? I'm glad to hear you say that. Yuya smiled with embarrassment as he was praised for his movements. Exclamation. Yes, he smiled at me. I thought my eyes were going to get crushed. He seems to have a very nice personality. The vlogger, who was about to lose her mind again because of Yuya's smile, realized something. See, come to think of it, can you draw something on this omurice for me? The drawing that the vlogger was referring to was the drawing of pictures and characters on the omurice with ketchup, which was common in maid cafes and other places known to the general public. However, Yuya, who did not know such a thing, was puzzled. What does that draw mean? How? You see, using ketchup. We don't do that kind of thing in particular in this cafe, but even though it is a butler and maid cafe, it is not the type of cafe you would find in the world, and since they only dress and behave like maids and butlers, they did not have any particular service in mind. However, having been told so by the vlogger, Yuya wondered if perhaps that was normal and picked up the ketchup. And Yuya himself felt that it would be interesting to draw something with ketchup. Well, since this is so interesting, let's give it a try. Is that okay? Yes, it's okay. But this is my first time to do so, so I may not be good at it. How about you draw a cute little doggy? Yuya pondered for a bit about the vlogger's suggestion. A dog. If you mean a dog, the cutest doggy I know is. And Yuya drew a dog knight, deformed with ketchup, although he was not used to it. Perhaps because this was his first time, there was a little faltering, but there was an adorable dog there. In my X translations. Is this how it should look like? I'll give him 1 million. No, 10 million. Therefore, please draw it for me, too. This man is so handsome and can also draw cute pictures. What can I say? The gap is amazing. The chat section was again lively. The vlogger herself, who had received a picture of Knight, was thrilled but then tasted the omurice and was surprised again at how good it tasted, and finally, she went back to her home, firmly promoting Yuir and his class. Perhaps due to the effect of the live vlog, by the end of Yuir's shift, the number of customers visiting the cafe had doubled, and the Aosei Academy's school festival became even livelier. Hemi-Armor was astonished by the wave of visitors that came with ever-growing momentum. And no way assure I. What's the situation at Nitte Academy right now? The situation is that many visitors are flowing to Aosei Academy. I can't stay like this. We must return to our school immediately. Ah. The school festival showdown, which they had expected to win based on the number of visitors, took an unexpected turn, and Kami-Armor and Shura rushed back to Nitte Academy. Kaori looked on in dismay. I think Yuya-san is fine for the time being, right? Once again, Kaori, feeling relieved, returned to participate in the school festival. Thank you so much for joining me today on Pages with Sidra. Glowing Star, I hope you enjoyed exploring the story as much as I did. If you're as passionate about novels, manga, manhwa, and manhua as I am, don't forget to like this video, share it with fellow book and comic lovers, and subscribe for more incredible tales from around the world. Turn on notifications so you never miss a new chapter. Until next time, happy reading, and I'll see you on the next page. Bye for now.